Welcome back to Crazy Context Animation. If you thought parts 1 and 2 were wild, wait until you see what we've got in store for part 3. Today, we're diving into 5 jaw-dropping crime stories that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about crime and justice. If you haven't checked out the first 2 parts, make sure to do so, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more unbelievable tales. Now, let's get into it. Number 5, the Midwest Slayer. Picture this. A serial killer on the loose for 13 long years, leaving a trail of horror across multiple states. How did Raymond Rove, infamously known as the Midwest Slayer, manage to avoid capture despite his heinous crimes? Rove's spree began in 1985, and he continued to terrorize communities until 1998. His methodical approach and knack for leaving no traces baffled investigators and left the public in fear. Each murder added complexity to an already puzzling case, making it a notorious cold case. Imagine the fear gripping small towns, the whispered rumors, and the sense of unease knowing a predator walked among them. His ability to seamlessly blend into everyday life, moving frequently and adapting his methods, left police departments across state lines scratching their heads in confusion. But the twist, a routine traffic stop in 1998 finally unraveled the mystery. Inside Rove's car, police discovered incriminating items, including photographs and personal belongings of his victims. Even more shocking was his detailed record-keeping of the crimes he committed, linking him to numerous unsolved murders. Imagine the collective sigh of relief when the news broke an entire region feeling a weight lifted off their shoulders, though tinged with the haunting realization of how close danger had been. In 1999, Raymond Rove was arrested and charged with 12 counts of murder. He now spends his days in a high-security prison, serving life without parole. What do you think about Rove's chilling tale? Did he deserve a harsher punishment? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't go anywhere. The next story is even more unnerving. Number 4, buying torture kill BTK. Imagine living next to a seemingly harmless neighbor who's actually a notorious killer with a dark, twisted secret. Meet Dennis Rader, the BTK killer, who managed to evade capture for 31 years. Operating in Wichita, Kansas, Rader committed a series of gruesome murders that terrified the community. He taunted law enforcement with cryptic letters, each detailing his horrific acts. For decades, the case went cold until a bizarre turn of events in 2004. Think of the chilling effect his letters had, each one a reminder of his existence, a phantom presence lurking in the background of everyday life. The audacity, the chilling arrogance to taunt those hunting him. In a shocking move, Rader reignited his twisted game by sending another letter to a local newspaper. But this time, advances in technology caught up with him. Investigators traced a floppy disk he sent, leading them straight to his door. Imagine the disbelief as detectives realized the killer was living among them, attending local events, participating in community activities, a wolf in sheep's clothing. Behind the facade of an ordinary life, Rader worked as a compliance officer and was active in his church. But his ordinary life hid the terror he inflicted. In 2005, he confessed to 10 murders and was sentenced to 10 consecutive life terms. He remains in El Dorado Correctional Facility, where he'll spend the rest of his life. Can you believe how long he managed to evade justice? What's your take on Rader's chilling tale? Drop your thoughts below. And if you think this story was intense, just wait for the next one, which will leave you questioning reality itself. Number 3, Lonnie David Franklin Jr., the Grim Sleeper. What if a killer lurked for decades, hiding in plain sight, only to be caught years later? Meet the Grim Sleeper, Lonnie David Franklin Jr., who evaded capture for decades, blending seamlessly into society. In the 1980s, South Los Angeles faced a series of murders, with victims often from marginalized communities. Fear gripped the neighborhoods as the cases went unsolved. Franklin's crimes spanned decades, and it wasn't until 2010 that a familial DNA match cracked the case. Imagine the frustration of families waiting for justice, the pain of loss compounded by the lack of closure. Franklin's ability to operate in the shadows, exploiting societal neglect, adds a chilling layer to his story. An undercover operation led detectives to Franklin. Using a discarded pizza crust from his son, they linked his DNA to the crime scenes. His arrest revealed the grim reality of a killer hiding in plain sight, exploiting societal neglect. Consider the mixed emotions, a mix of relief and sorrow as families learned of his capture, reflecting on the years lost to unanswered questions and unresolved grief. In 2016, Franklin was arrested and convicted of 10 counts of murder, sentenced to death. Today, he sits on death row, a reminder of the darkness that can hide in plain sight. How did he manage to stay hidden for so long? What are your thoughts on this chilling tale of deception and neglect? Share them in the comments, and stick around, because the next case will take you on a journey through time to solve a mystery decades in the making. Number 2. The chilling cold case breakthrough. Imagine a brutal murder so cold that the killer remains a mystery for decades until a DNA breakthrough uncovers the chilling truth. In December 1979, high school student Michelle Martinko was found murdered in her car outside a Cedar Rapids mall. Despite exhaustive efforts, the case went cold, leaving her killer unknown. Picture the scene: a bustling mall during the holiday season, a young life cut short, and a community left in shock and disbelief. The memory of that day lingered for years, an unresolved chapter in the town's history. Fast forward to 2018, with advanced DNA technology, investigators reopened the case, leading them to Jerry Lynn Burns through a genealogical database. For years, Burns lived unnoticed, blending into his community. Imagine the shockwaves through the community as news spread a once cold case, now burning hot with new evidence and leads. A covert operation at a local restaurant provided the crucial DNA link from a discarded straw. The DNA matched the evidence from Michelle's crime scene, revealing that her killer had been living among them for years. Consider the impact on Michelle's family, the bittersweet realization of answers finally coming to light after so many years. In 2018, Burns was arrested and convicted of first-degree murder, sentenced to life without parole. Jerry Lynn Burns remains behind bars, a chilling reminder of the cold case that finally found closure. What do you think about this cold case breakthrough? Did you expect such a twist? Let us know in the comments. And get ready, because our final story will challenge everything you think you know about deception and identity. Number 1. The Master of Disguise, the true story of Clark Rockefeller. Imagine trusting someone with not just your secrets, but your life, only to discover they've woven an elaborate web of lies. Meet the man who fooled everyone, Clark Rockefeller, the master of disguise whose audacious crimes would leave you questioning everything you know about trust. Clark Rockefeller, a name that screamed wealth and power, turned out to be an identity crafted by a man who wasn't even American. The real person behind the mask was Christian Karl Gerhardsreiter, a German national who slipped into the United States in the late 1970s. But his biggest crime wasn't just the stolen identity. It was the chilling murder case connected to his name. In 1985, in the affluent town of San Marino, California, a grisly discovery was made. The remains of John Sohus, who had vanished along with his wife Linda, were unearthed in the backyard of the home they shared with their guest, a charming young man named Christopher Chichester, who later vanished into thin air. That guest, it turned out, was none other than Gerhardsreiter in one of his many aliases. For years, the mystery of the Sohus disappearance remained unsolved. John's remains were found, but Linda was never seen again. The case went cold, with no solid leads. Fast forward to 2008. Gerhardsreiter's facade began to crack when he was arrested for kidnapping his own daughter, leading investigators to delve deeper into his past. With the pieces finally falling into place, a clearer picture emerged. Gerhardsreiter had crafted an entire life out of lies. His connections, his credentials, all fabricated. But his downfall came when investigators found evidence linking him to the Sohus murder. It wasn't just about stolen identities, it was about a life taken and another forever missing. In 2013, Gerhardsreiter was convicted of the murder of John Sohus, sentencing him to 27 years to life in prison. The story of Clark Rockefeller serves as a chilling reminder of how deception can linger in the shadows, unseen and unpunished until justice finally catches up. Could you spot a liar living under your nose? What lengths would you go to uncover the truth? Let us know what you think of this unbelievable twist in the comments below. If you enjoyed this dive into the dark corners of criminal minds, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We love hearing your thoughts, so leave a comment below on which story surprised you the most. Was it the cunning of the Midwest Slayer, the double life of the BTK killer, the stealth of the grim sleeper, the cold unraveling of the chilling cold case, or the deception of the master of disguise? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Be sure to check out part 1 and part 2 of this series for more jaw-dropping crime stories. The links are in the description below. And if you want to see a part 4, let us know in the comments. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring the world of the unexpected. Until next time, peace out.